Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's recap from our Engage Smart session on meeting request management for healthcare organizations. Now, I know that this is specific to healthcare, but please, for folks across different industries, know that the solution we're showcasing today could also be applicable for essentially anyone running multiple projects or committees and need a centralized location to track agenda items, action items, as well as the minutes themselves. So a brief introduction. My name is Katie Reed. I'm a senior solutions engineer here at Smartsheet. But more importantly, the solution that I'm going to showcase to you is one that is very near and dear to my heart and is one that I actively use throughout my project work here at Smartsheet, as well as how I leveraged meeting minute tracking while I was a customer at a large academic medical center. Before we get started, just quick legal slide. Please note that some of the information that you may hear may be forward-looking information. Please do not put any undue reliance on any of those statements that you may hear. And with that, quick agenda for today. We already did an introduction into myself and what we're going to be talking about. Next, we'll do a deeper dive into setting the stage, if you will. So highlighting the scenario, who should leverage the solution, as well as additional context into some of the challenges that I and you face when it comes to managing all of this work. We'll then do a dive into the solution, and you'll be able to see how the different components come together to make this a truly scalable and useful solution. And then we'll wrap things up with key takeaways and next steps. Okay, so to set the stage, this solution is for anybody who's a co-chair, anyone who's a member or a note taker for committee work across multiple committees, or even a project manager who's managing multiple projects. This solution is aimed to solve for the most common pain points. So giving you an easy way to track agenda topic requests, manage meeting minutes, easily share out meeting minutes, prioritize high priority items, along with tracking those action or follow-up items. Often, tracking this information is a bit like herding cats, especially when you're trying to plan out your committee and manage your primary role as a clinician. Again, our solution that we're going to showcase today is leveraging some premium apps such as Smartsheet work apps, or for those of you who are on our new user subscription model, you can use collections to give you a more in-app experience to managing all of this work. Okay. So as a brief overview, just wanted to kind of showcase what we're going to be walking through today. So really the solution starts with our agenda and meeting management sheet. This sheet allows us to leverage a form to intake new topic requests, and we could start to build reports off of this so we can easily track any high priority items and ensure that we are receiving timely follow-ups for those action items. We're then going to aggregate this information into an easy to digest dashboard that will not only help keep our co-chairs on track, but also help manage expectations for those that are members or those that need to access the information that your committee puts out. We'll also showcase what this is going to look like from the end user perspective, right? So one of the biggest challenges is when you have different committees, you have to figure out who to talk to get on an agenda. And then you have to try and locate and get access to the different locations where all of this information is housed. So we'll showcase how we can simplify that experience for the end user. So with that, we will go ahead and we will start our journey. You'll notice that I am navigating using our work apps functionality. We will take a peek in a little bit as to how this translates into the new collections experience. Okay, so I'm going to very easily switch roles. And this is going to ensure that I'm focused on the right things based off of the role. So again, when we think about folks being co-chairs or sitting on multiple committees, we want to give you a streamlined experience so you can focus on the right things. And so by having this aggregated based off of your role in a process, you're going to be able to access everything you need very easily. So again, having just something as simple as a committee calendar so we know what committees are active, who our co-chairs and primary contacts are, when they meet, and how often they meet. These simple things can make it really helpful for people to self-manage the work that they're doing and plan ahead. So if I know that I have a new formulary request and our pharmacy and therapeutics committee doesn't meet until 5 p.m. on Thursdays, I can plan my topic, 2 months ahead of time when I'm able to attend that event. So just making this information very accessible from a centralized location. So as an end user, I'm very easily able to submit new requests. And this is going to give your committees the flexibility that they need to collect the right information within a timely fashion. So we know that maybe a pharmacy and therapeutics committee may require additional documentation versus a work group or a panel. This will give you flexibility to ensure that those standard processes and workflows are in place to meet the needs of your committee, but still give you that central location in which end users can easily submit agenda requests. All right, so what I'm going to do here is simply click on this form and it will allow me to submit my agenda topic for, in this particular case, this is going to be our P&T committee. So this is where we can actually go in here and start to enter topic. Okay. So as I'm going through, you'll notice that additional fields populate. So we could build in that branching logic. So maybe different priorities of agenda requests require additional information. We can build those into the forms to really meet the unique needs for each committee. Okay. This is also going to allow me to pick and choose. So if I need to report out on the results from this particular clinical trial, as an example, I can pick and choose my date. So then again, we can leverage automation to remind me, prior to the December meeting that, hey, you need to provide additional information. If you have attachments that need to be uploaded, so if there is additional presentation requirements or monographs, any of that information can be attached. That way, everything that's needed to process and add someone to the agenda can be done using this simple form. So once I've submitted, I can actually go back. I can go back to my agenda submissions and I can track all of my new submissions using this user-specific view. So anybody who's logged in here is only going to see their request, making it very easy for them to track. And yes, you can have multiple individuals associated with each request. We recognize that collaboration is key between clinicians. And so as long as you are associated with that request, it will pop up in this view. So this is a great way for me to not only manage, but if there's additional information, so if additional reviews are needed, I can easily see that here and keep the collaboration going between me and the co-chair. This is going to help remove the traditional silos that come from using a chat or come from using email and keep that front and center. So if a co-chair needs to go out, maybe they're on vacation or they're out on family leave, you're able to ensure that all of this information, all of these agenda items are still being reviewed and discussed. Additionally, this is going to help you create some of those standardized workflows to help with knowledge sharing and transfer. Okay, so as a submitter, I've submitted my agenda topic requests. I can track these here. And we talked about receiving automations. So as the co-chair, once a agenda item is submitted, I can very easily check my email and see that a new request has been submitted. This will make it easy for me to either go in and prioritize my backlog of agenda items, validate that all the information is here, or we can simply change our role and as the P&T co-chair, I can now go in here and I can access my agenda and meeting minutes. So if we think back to the diagram, this is going to be the sheet. This is the sheet that allows us to quickly add things to our backlog. It also allows us to quickly prioritize these new submissions. So as I think about taking these on and prioritizing them for dates, maybe I need to prioritize a medication shortage for discussion at an earlier meeting. So I can pick and choose and then just simply drag and drop this to where I need it to go in our agenda. Okay. And so once we've done that, we can have some automation set up so it is very easy for folks to receive a notification that they've been added to the agenda. We can also lock our rows. So as we start to finalize our meeting minutes, we can lock the rows so people can't go and make changes to the underlying data. So you'll see that this provides us the security that minutes that have been approved by our committees are not able to be changed without the appropriate permissions from the co-chair. So this is really going to give you the value because instead of having to look across multiple meeting minute documents, I can quickly do a search. And let's say I needed to review a COVID-19. This is going to allow me to search and find every discussion around this particular topic. So an easy way for me to get up to speed on, let's say, a new medication ad or a change to administration for a particular drug. We can easily search this and find it within minutes instead of hours. Okay. And so as we start to finalize our agenda, again, we can finalize it so that way folks are alerted through automation that, hey, this information has been finalized for our discussion. And we can give folks access to our dashboard. So again, these are just some simple metrics and again, another way for us to submit agenda items. But this allows us as co-chairs to easily track high priority items and ensure we're following up on those action items. Okay. So again, everybody can see the agenda from this particular location, and they can quickly access historical discussions here. All right. So as we think about this, what does this look like for our new user subscription models in collections? Well, it's a very similar experience with the exception being that instead of being in a work app, you're still in Smartsheet. So you can see that I have the same roles, the same committees, but as I click into them, it's all within Smartsheet. So it's even easier to add pages, manage permissions. So if I wanted to, quickly be able to add additional users, I can quickly do that within Smartsheet. So I can quickly change all of this within Smartsheet. Okay. So again, just making this work app experience more native in Smartsheet and even easier for folks to access the right things based off their role within the process. So I hope that you have enjoyed today's recap of our SMART session and encourage everybody who has not had the opportunity to see this demonstration to reach out to your account team with any follow-up questions that you may have, and look forward to answering any questions that may come up. Thank you all.